I was debating on Getter today how we would start to maybe get this number down. I thought a couple cases of face cream to start. That's couple G's right there. And then maybe a bird or two, maybe a Bitcoin or two, and you'll be well on your way to getting back to even. So no problem.
Well, we're going to have an investigation on this game, Big D. We have a full report. You talk about UFOs in the news, this is an unbelievably fixed outcome.
The guy who got called on said it was a penalty.
No.
What are you talking about?
You know what? He also said that any play could be calling. We all know that.
He said his exact words were, yeah, do we have this clip?
It was a hold. So.
There you go.
Okay.
Dude.
Right. As is 90% of the plays in the NFL.
Oh, now it's 90%.
Nice try.
Yeah.
But the delivery of the Star Spangled Banner was as good as you're ever going to hear from somebody.
I could have used it like 5 more seconds. He could have just, he went land of the free and home of free. I mean, slow it down a little bit. Come on, man.
Slow it down a little bit. Well, I thought it was perfectly paced for coming in at around 2:02, I guess it was. So 2:01.99.
2:01.
Yeah. If there's a more incompetent person that's ever been hired in the government than Pete Buttigieg, I'm not sure who it is. Has anyone heard a single federal office or agency within the Department of Transportation or the EPA communicate to the public what we're actually dealing with here in Ohio? What the actual safety threats are in this town, and now about God knows how many miles around the area? I've heard nothing. Pete Buttigieg was out today talking about what a great time it is to be in the Department of Transportation. Of course, he found time to tell us that there's too many white people working in it. But he doesn't say a word about this. Not a word.
We've faced issues from container shipping to airline cancellations. Mm-hmm. Now we got balloons.
That's right.
Everything's a joke to these people.
But also the best time ever to be working transportation because of these resources. And
that's great if you don't do anything. I guess it's great. It's one big party because you never do anything.
Exactly.
Is that the kind of demeanor you would think the Department of Transportation Secretary would have today with what's going on? Not a word about this that I've seen. U.S. inflation, as Biden took office, January 2021, 1.4%. Now, just see if you can find a pattern as you go through the months. As his economic plan from the bottom up and the middle out, or whatever the hell he says. If you can see the pattern here and how well it's working. Peaking in June of 2022 at 9.1.
I'm your nightmare.
Yes. Yes, you are, Joe. 9.1.
He's right. He's right. If you look at that trend, you're definitely taking it from the bottom up.
Yes, you're taking it from the bottom up.
Yes.
And not quite the middle out.
No.
We believe that the president's economic plan is indeed working, and it's giving people a little breathing room. You heard me say this at the top.
Just stop it. She starts by saying, what we're doing is working. No, it's not. It's not working.
It's important to realize all the baggage that's been created towards President Trump and associated with him. It's not real baggage. What's going to stop them from creating that for any other candidate? So the way I see it is, if they create baggage for you, it means you're a threat to them, and I'm going to vote for you. And if they don't create it for you, then you're probably not really for the people. If you feel President Trump is the best man for the job, you should vote for him. This isn't a time for conservatives to be conceding for someone that they feel might not be as good, but it's almost a fear thing. You're afraid of too much baggage. Don't worry about the baggage. The baggage isn't real. If they want to steal elections, having as many avenues open for them to do that as possible is their goal. So I think it's totally coordinated. But, it is important. You mentioned the state legislatures, and if they're preventing ballots from coming in days after a deadline because they have that authority, and, it's also a convenient way for them to spin it. They make it so that you sympathize with them and saying these, COVID has created such a chaotic thing. We need to count votes for days at a time. Well, I don't think the founders put in the Constitution that if something like that arises, that any governor or secretary of state has the authority to make decisions based on what they personally feel.
If we spend $50 trillion to make the United States of America carbon neutral by 2050, how much will that lower world temperatures?
I can't answer that because we don't know what China and India and the rest of the globe has done.
Okay.
So it depends.
Have you heard anybody from the Biden administration say how much it will lower world temperatures?
No.
Does anybody know how much it will lower world temperatures? No?
No one can know for sure.
Okay.
Senator, we
How
have to
much
get the
will
world to work together.
How much? I understand. I get that.
Okay.
How much will it lower world temperature?
If China and India do not help.
Yes.
I don't know.
He's good.
He doesn't know, or he doesn't want to say. And let's face it, the 50 trillion is on the low side. And when you have the largest countries in the world going, go pound sand, we're going to be pumping out huge amounts of carbon, nothing we do is going to affect anything.
Not at all.